Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land and hosted by myself, Rolene Marks. And as of next week, we will be resuming normal service, bringing you those top stories every Monday to Thursday on our social media. Yes, the run of Chagim or Jewish holidays are over until Chanukah, but your news will resume right here. So let's get to it. And it has been another beautiful day in the neighborhood. What am I talking about? Well, Israel and Bahrain have made history today as our foreign minister, Yair Lapid, became the first official to visit Bahrain, and he will be opening an embassy there in the capital, Manama, later today. He met earlier today with Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince. He will also meet with officials and they will discuss ways of growing cooperation between our two countries. This is a momentous occasion following the signing of the Abraham Accords, which brought together the UAE, Israel and Bahrain, as well as Morocco and the Sudan. Now, if that wasn't enough of a historical occurrence, just moments ago, the first Gulf Air flight from Manama to Tel Aviv landed at Ben Gurion Airport, and this heralds the start of direct flights between our two countries. And I know many Israelis who have already been exploring the United Arab Emirates will be looking forward to exploring Bahrain as well, and we look forward to welcoming many Bahrainis to Israel. So marhaba, welcome. We look forward to seeing you all here soon. In other news, earlier today, a Palestinian woman was shot as she attempted to stab a police officer near the Temple Mount earlier today. The Israeli police have also arrested 3 Jewish youth involved in rocket attacks on Palestinians near South Hebron. Foreign Minister Yair Lapid called this terrorism and said they must be brought to justice. And now there's been a lot of toing and froing and discussions about Israel's relationship with the United States. And yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris did something that certainly raised eyebrows here in Israel. Addressing students at George Mason University, one particular student who identified as Iranian Yemeni said that Israel is doing ethnic cleansing. That is the direct quote. I don't know what is more offensive, the bad grammar at a university level or the accusation of Israel committing ethnic cleansing. Now, one would expect the vice president to maybe say, you know, I understand that that's your opinion. However, let's have a look at both sides, or let's examine the facts on the ground. Instead, the vice president went on sounding super woke and said, your truth should not be suppressed. This, of course, has caused a lot of consternation because the student also went on to criticize the United States' funding of Israel's Iron Dome systems. Now, the Iron Dome systems, as we discussed last week, are defensive mechanisms which protect both Israelis and Palestinians from incoming rockets and projectiles by intercepting them as they come in. And last week, in an overwhelming vote of approval, both Republicans and Democrats voted to carry on the $1 billion funding of the Iron Dome. But this has caused a lot of questions. Why did the vice president not correct the student, or at least give an alternative side to the story? And it beggars the issue, you know, just because you want to speak your truth doesn't mean it is necessarily the truth. So we want some answers from VP Kamala Harris pretty soon, as the United States considers itself to be the strongest of all of Israel's allies. Meanwhile, President Biden is reported to have refused to meet Palestinian Authority President at the United Nations last week. As you know, the United Nations General Assembly took place over the last week or so. We brought you in-depth discussion of our Prime Minister's speech there yesterday, on yesterday's edition of The Brief. And very often, world leaders will meet on the sidelines, and it is reported that the president did not meet with Abbas. So those are your top stories as we head into the weekend, but don't forget to check out our original content online at www.layoftheland.online. You can read all about the Melton School for Jewish Education. Very interesting if you're looking to expand your horizons. You can also read Dave Kaplan's article on the French submarine issue. Check it out. It's all up there. And also on our Facebook page. If you are on Facebook, please help us grow our community by clicking on the like or follow button and sharing our content. Very often sites like us face censorship or have our content blocked by Facebook because maybe we are not paying to feature in your newsfeed. So it really helps us if you see us. Please like us and share us. If you're viewing us on our YouTube channel, you know what to do. Please either like, share, and subscribe by clicking on the red button. And if you're on Twitter, you can find us at Lay of the Land with a digit 5. That's at Lay of the Land 5. So from all of us at Lay of the Land and the Israel Brief, we would like to wish you a wonderful and restful week and Shabbat Shalom. And we will catch you back for your headlines on Monday.